I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please bow your head for a moment. Dear Lord, we come before you today with humble hearts, asking for your guidance and wisdom as our nation faces its important time. Grant us as leaders who seek justice, peace, and common good for everybody. Help us to make good decisions that honor you and build a brighter future for all. May your peace reign in our hearts and in the process, and may your will be done in the election. Bless our country and those who serve it now and always. Amen. Reading and approval of the minutes from October 21st, please.
Motion approved.
Motion by Hack.
Second.
Second by Weidrich. Discussion. All in favor of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Approve the agenda, please. Any additions or changes to the agenda? Okay.
Motion approved.
Motion by Weidrich.
Second.
Second by Folkerts. Thank you. Still getting used to it.
Yeah.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, 5A engineers report. We don't have an engineering group here. We did see some notes from Monty when he sent it out last Friday. Is there any discussion or comments on the engineers report? Or anything that you guys want to bring up to the engineers?
Just curious how far were they? I talked to one of the water guys today. How far are they on, do you know how far they are on the televising?
I believe they're just about completed.
Okay.
Do you have
I
any?
think they said
They were
the
televising up by the hub
Thursday.
when I came by to come to the meeting tonight, so that must be about the end of it, I would think.
Okay.
I don't know how much they really got done last week, but it didn't sound like any big surprises, or they didn't say much to Jared that I know of.
All right, then we'll move down to 6A. Free reduced hall rent for Skagway Medical Center annual meeting. We've not billed them in the past for their fall meal. Monty, we only charge them if they don't clean up? Is that what it is, or?
Well, we charge the kitchen fee generally.
Right, okay.
Or we have in the past, yeah.
Okay.
And this is an old form she still had, because the kitchen fee is 65, not 50.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Weidrich,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. All right, takes us down to 8A, Renaissance Zone application for the Rons. Monty has the application up there. Myra, do you have anything to add for?
Probably won't be done till June. It is in the area that is paved.
Right, so it's in the area with the
Yeah.
approved, yeah.
Right, and it was one I brought up last time when you approved it.
Okay.
So I don't know if you have any questions. It's pretty much cut and dried kind of, I think, isn't it? As long as they follow all the rules.
Yeah, it's the same thing that we've had for a couple other ones up there, correct, Monty? There's nothing different?
No.
And the recommendation was the same as well, 5 years at 100% and graduated from the other 3.
Okay.
75, 50, 25.
Okay.
Who knows? Might be all Exempt after tomorrow.
Yeah. True story.
Shush. Did you hear my prayer?
Not saying I voted for it or
Yeah,
not,
no.
but.
I'll make a motion to approve the application.
We have a motion by Folkerts,
Second.
second by Hack. Discussion. Roll call.
Folkerts,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Stern,
No.
Weidrich,
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye, motion carried. All right, 8B, commercial building permit. For Paige and Jeb Schaefer. Is that you guys?
Yeah.
All right, what would you like to tell us about this?
Essentially, so it would be for Irving Coffee House. We are obviously currently located in the old Corn Meat building. With our original goal, we wanted to stand a drive-through. Worked in this industry for 10 years. But I got approached, to have a business in this building. And so we've been renting, and realizing it's too much overhead, too big of a building with what I intend to do with it. I think it's meant for somebody who is far more creative with the size of the building. So I am looking to go back to my original plan of doing, a 2-side drive-through. This would be located at Krause's in the south end of the parking lot. We've got their approval. Now we're just kind of looking into the water and electric aspect. So we've talked to Rough Rider and got some quotes on putting up a pole there so we're not running through their electricity bill. And then I started the process of asking about water, and that's when I was led here. So we hope to go from there and get more estimates. We're thinking just bringing in shipping container, 10 by 20, hoping, so we continue to do our breakfast options. Yeah, is there any questions I can answer for you?
So you'd be on that corner of the parking lot area where
Yes, the
it's shaded right
highlighted
there?
pink, I'm not
Okay.
sure if you, I
Yep.
can't see. So.
Yep, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. So to get water there, am I correct, Dave, that we'd have to excavate into the,
We'll probably have to cut into the street to get to the water main and sewer.
okay,
I do believe, but
I mean, I know it is something we can work with without water. It's just, I've worked in a lot of buildings where we haven't had water in sheds, and it's a lot more work.
can you have a food or a coffee shop without water, like for the health
Yeah.
department?
They do in Beulah.
Yeah.
That's without water? Okay.
What they do is they bring in jugs and
Okay.
they just fill a bunch, taking up more
Okay.
space, and it's doable. It's
Okay.
just not ideal.
Sure. yeah.
Cleaning properly, all the things, it'd be ideal to have a bathroom in there. So you're not running and using Krause's, but again, it's not the end all be all, so.
Okay,
There's no curb stops over there that you're aware of from previous
I
stuff?
think when that was developed, it was probably just developed for Croz's, but we could take a map out and actually look and see what might be there.
Does Lowe's usually tie into the grocery store?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they get their water through the grocery store.
Yeah, I know they did their own poll, so,
Yeah.
and of course they made them pay for that, so they don't run through their electricity either.
Well, if we were to have to cut into the street, I'm assuming that cost would be put on you guys
For sure.
to do that.
Yeah, which, we figured that, we
Sure,
did that.
okay,
No.
yeah. I hate to see you leave Main Street, but
Trust me,
you're still on Main, you're
This
kind of
has
on Main
been-
Street yet, but yeah.
but let me tell you, it's,
A lot of
life
traffic
changes,
out
we're
there.
pregnant again, and it's a lot. I never regret anything I do, I've learned a lot from this experience, but the profit to building size, we'd have to do a lot more in the back, and I'm physically and mentally not prepared to do that, so, I'd love for somebody to bring in more opportunities
Sure.
with that building, but that's just
Yeah.
unfortunately not gonna be me.
No, I understand. Monty, there's no other zoning issues there, is there? That's commercial?
Yeah, that's commercial too, so no, I couldn't find anything in our ordinance
Sure.
that would preclude that.
Okay.
And they did bring a draft lease agreement from Krause's when they came to the meeting tonight.
To be honest, I think it'd be a great spot for one. There's a lot of traffic out there.
Well, we do lots of business with companies too, so we're constantly running, buying supplies, like, I think it'd be great for them, it'd be great for us. Obviously an ideal spot, right when you pull into town, be fast, efficient, while still already maintaining our customers we already have, the quality we already have, like, we're already rooted here, we love being in Hazen, so.
I'll make a motion to approve permit.
Motion by Pedrick,
Second.
second by Folkerts, discussion. So this would be a wood frame building?
So, currently, we're thinking to do a shipping container and just
Oh,
put it on
okay.
there. I wouldn't be opposed to a wood frame, just cost-wise and size-wise, it makes no sense to do shipping container.
Sure. We do have an ordinance that deals with shipping containers.
Yeah.
Monty, you wanna kind of enlighten us again on that? please?
Basically, our zoning doesn't allow shipping containers
Oh,
per se,
okay,
so it would have to be a frame building.
Okay. that's just fine,
Unless that got changed.
Unless zoning changed for some
Right.
reason, yeah.
Right.
yeah, not a deal breaker by any means.
There's nothing against Monty with a framed building on like skids, like I'm thinking of the old drive-through coffee place at the park. Could it be on skids or does it have to be?
That would have to be a variance eventually based on what the final design of everything is. Because right now in our commercial, it's a frame structure on foundation.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, so.
But as the process goes along, there would always be other opportunities to look at those different possibilities.
Well, if that's where you're looking at going, I would say make it more permanent, slab on grade,
Right,
you know.
Any more discussion? Roll call.
Weidrich. Aye. Folkerts.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. Good luck.
thank you,
Yeah, you're welcome. Just stay in communication with Monty and,
sounds great,
all right,
thank
if
you
you have any
very
questions, let us know.
much.
8C, transient merchant application and approval and discussion.
As I said, this came about from the listserv with the conversations with a bunch of other city auditors on how they handle. And it basically is more to do with the food vendors. We currently have no process for food trucks coming in, from whether it be for events or if they just wanna come in and, like the taco truck. Nothing against the taco truck, but there was no process, there was no anything to do with that. They just came in and set up and did their thing. I did share this with the chamber. Antoinette said they had an issue last fall for Harvest Fest where they actually ended up expending funds to get verification of licenses through Western Plains Health for vendors that were coming in. This would actually, they're required to include their license number, so some of that process would be covered by this, that they wouldn't have to worry about that process. And as far as fees, I don't care if there's a fee or not, but
How would this work with some children that wanna have a lemonade stand?
does not affect them. They're not considered a transient merchant under our ordinance as far as any of the things that I've discussed with.
What's considered that, just food trucks basically?
No, this would also serve for other transient merchants, the book sales guys. This would be an application that we could use for all the different transient merchants.
So then that would affect the flea market people too,
The farmer's market?
or the farmer's market, excuse
We
me.
have nothing to do with the farmer's market.
No, it's never.
But wouldn't that fall under this then?
We have never treated them as a transient merchant, because this, our ordinance exempts food grown, does not include livestock or agricultural products raised or produced in
I
North
guess I
Dakota.
missed that part. So I can sell livestock in town. Sales barn on Main Street.
You might need a building permit for that though.
See, now you have the, yeah.
Yeah, don't give Casey any ideas.
Okay.
He's got some ducks and chickens.
He's not in town.
Not yet.
I don't have a problem with this, the only thing I don't like is the daily fee. I would rather have like
It's a flat fee?
a flat fee, either being, you know, they're coming to town for a week, you know, they put it on there, or just a yearly blanket type, you do it once a year type of fee, not so much a daily.
What are you seeing from most other towns, cities, Monty?
Daily fees.
The daily?
Because all of our other transient stuff was set up with the daily fees. I mean, the book salesmen, if they were coming in for 5 days, they paid us $25 a day.
Oh,
I suppose that makes.
Well,
that's kinda makes
They're all summer in a lot of some.
yeah.
But there again, the fee is totally up to you guys.
How would that work with, say, our taco truck in town? She doesn't really have a set schedule from what I've seen,
Right.
you know.
I could envision this being something that if it's that same vendor, you can give them approval for 6-month window or something, then every time they come in,
They just stop.
yeah, we make a note of it, or we,
Gotcha.
Yeah, her, Kimmy, or, yeah.
Yeah, whoever.
yeah,
I hate to single her out.
Yeah,
She's
exactly,
always
yeah.
common
Yeah.
right now, anyways.
And then Monty, if we went forward with this, whichever angle we may go for Harvest Fest, would that, let's just say we do a city one,
That would be.
would they still have their fee? You know what I'm saying, for the chamber?
Wasn't that
there
exempt?
was an
It was-
exemption for civic,
Okay, on there? Okay.
yeah. I don't remember exactly where it was now.
I remember seeing it in there though, somewhere.
Yeah, right
Too
here,
far away.
other
I don't know
political
what yours-
subdivisions, city, county governments, as fair associations are exempt as well.
So that'd be all ran through
Chamber.
CBB or chamber, which would be,
Yeah.
If we-
government.
Yeah.
They'd be exempt. and-
So then,
Correct.
if they would be exempt, what kind of issues did they run into with the health department, I guess is?
Well, you still wanna know that they have their
License,
health
right.
permits and licenses, yeah.
But they could also adopt the same
Or similar type
deal,
thing,
or
yeah.
change the wording a little bit,
Yeah,
and
Right.
then they're required to put it on, or they don't get to
Right,
play.
yeah, but it's still under the city, it's still within the city. You just wanna let them have blanket control of that. They can bring a food vendor in whenever they feel like, or, I don't know,
I see that point, but what I was thinking about is, and Mark, maybe you can enlighten, with the health department coming in for that civic event, I get why they did it, but
The
was the
health
city,
department didn't come in,
Didn't
it
come
was
in.
just getting information from the health department had to be purchased.
Yeah,
You gotta buy the records, basically.
You had to buy the records to prove the licenses,
yeah.
we've never had to do that before, huh?
apparently not.
Wow.
Myra, you got any input?
Have not had to deal with them. However, I don't think it would be unreasonable to say they have to display their license and send a copy of it in.
With
You
their
know,
application.
talk about chamber or whatever.
Yeah.
If
Right,
you wanna participate, you send your license and you display it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, would that cover it, Monty? For them? You know, be chamber more so than HCD that would do that, I think.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
you
be
know,
chamber,
we're kind of
chamber.
we're in things together quite a bit, so.
Well, yeah, we'd almost have to keep that daily rate then for the book salespeople, the vacuum salespeople.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could still change it for the food vendors.
Mhm.
Right,
Could, but, you know, $25 a day, really, for a food truck should be chump change.
That's one order.
4
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Cause I think that's what,
$10 a day for food.
Yeah.
So,
Monty, do you know, I know Antoinette, due to our bigger venue this past Harvest Fest, I know she had to increase. And she asked me about it, I said, I don't think anybody's gonna balk at it.
yeah, I can't imagine.
Right,
I think it went from 50 to 100, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what she had either.
Glen Ellen does $25 a day, don't they, Monty? So-
Yeah, Glen Ellen's regular transient is $100 per day, and then the food vendors are $25
They
a
don't mess
day.
around.
They don't want them.
There were several
That's a
others,
good way
there
of
were
taking care of
several
that.
other towns where that,
Yeah,
All right, with raising that too.
yeah.
it doesn't need to be
No,
done
so for the
today if
next,
you wanna think
yeah,
about
for
it.
the next meeting, put,
Yeah.
put something together
Okay.
with these recommendations and
Yeah.
and see at the next meeting, look at it.
So one of the options though, just see if I'm understanding correctly, they would do this application and we could potentially set it as for a time period for food trucks, particularly, potentially?
Yeah,
Okay. It's like a $25 fee for X amount of time, potentially.
or you do your daily fee, you know.
Yeah.
If they're coming in 12 times in a 6-month period, they would pay $10 12 times.
Sure, okay.
I don't recall, is there anything on there about them having to maintain a certain level of insurance?
Nothing in our transient stuff. For, there is one section of the regular transient merchants that doesn't deal with food vendors where they have to supply a bond of $1,000 as well.
Might be something worth putting some thought into, especially with the food vendors, if you've got somebody that serves for an event, say Harvest Fest, and 60 people come down with E. coli or something like that, you go, uh-oh.
Sure.
I don't know if that's commonplace so much, but I could see the potential issue there where someone comes knocking on the door of the city and says, hey, you guys hosted this event, your guys' food vendor brought this in, and now we've got some potential headaches.
Isn't that why we want the license from the state?
Yeah, but that's not gonna stop
That's-
potential liability issues, that's hopefully gonna prevent any types of
I guess I
outbreaks and
couldn't
things like that.
imagine a food truck not having some sort of liability insurance.
Well,
Business
and we're,
insurance type thing, but.
I am coming from a lot, is like the shoots and stuff that I go to, is a lot of times they've gotta have their license, but then they also have to provide proof of their insurance.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, because when we were looking into a food truck kind of situation at one point in time, and I feel like we were required to have some kind of insurance.
Through the state,
Yeah,
you're required.
something, yeah.
So if I have an auction sale and they bring a chuck wagon and someone gets a flesh cake not cooked all the way, I'm liable to have an auction?
Conceivably,
Really?
I mean, I think it's a stretch.
And anybody
Well-
within a 50-mile radius.
Yeah.
But then again, you can get sued because your coffee's too hot and somebody burns
Yeah.
yourself, you know?
And there again too, I think most of these would be licensed through the state as far as business too with the Secretary of State, so then they do have to have proof of insurance for that.
Yep.
Cause I think that's where you're.
I think that's, yes, that sounds more familiar, yeah.
but I don't know if they're all licensed as a business or not.
Yeah, that I don't know. I think it's something worth taking a little bit closer look at though.
Okay.
And I can look at it before the next meeting.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, moving on. Done reports, water, sewer, garbage.
So our spare, I guess, a lift station pump over in this lift station 1 there. Needs some work. So I guess with that, then I move, I guess we spend, I guess, we spent 3,800 and I guess so, $50.
Okay, motion by Stern.
All I know is your eyes are better than mine.
Yeah, I see the 3, and I don't have much yours, I have the context, I'll second that.
Second by Hack. Discussion. Roll call.
Stern,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Folkerts,
Aye.
Weider,
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye, motion carried. What else, Casey?
I'm good.
Casey.
Oh, sorry, Dave.
I made an appointment for the garbage truck in Bismarck next week, Wednesday. It's got a check engine light, it's got some kind of a emission problem. When they parked it inside over the weekend here, when we came in this morning, it's developed an antifreeze leak somewhere on the back of the motor. You can see everything wet, can't tell where it's coming from, so we're gonna have them address that, and it's got some wiring and lighting issues. So I made an appointment for Wednesday in Bismarck.
We'll use our spare truck then?
We'll use our spare truck or whatever, but as far as any estimate, until they get the truck and can start looking at it, I have no cost or whatever to associate with it right at the moment, so.
Is it still under
Once I get it.
warranty?
But that,
Does it still have a warranty on it? or
No.
is it expired?
Did we find the water issue over there south of the shop?
we did a bunch of listening or whatever last week or whatever, and they cambered it here the other day, and they know where it's getting in, and we're hoping that the leak is somewhere in that area. There's some soft ground, so that's kind of where we're gonna start doing the exploratory digging or whatever. Talked to Ole today, and he was thinking maybe tomorrow or Thursday that they'd start, saying if we can't pinpoint it and find it.
Okay. And did Jared ever figure out where that line,
Yeah, when they cambered it where that line taps in or whatever, that's where the water's actually coming in.
no, the one behind IBEW? Where that water leak was at?
Oh,
and
okay.
The curb stop was bent over?
Yeah, them were just abandoned ones, and now they're all capped off, and they shouldn't be an issue down the road.
Okay, so they capped that one
I
right
think
there?
they capped both of them, I could believe.
Okay, good. All right, streets, cemetery.
Well, other than normal fall work, cleaning leaves up as normal, Dave, I don't,
Yeah, pretty much got all the equipment ready for snow or whatever. We're gonna start sucking out the storm drain basins or whatever, getting the leaves out of the bottoms of them before we start getting some rain or whatever, get them all cleaned up for winter.
They finished up those snow gates?
What's that?
Are they finished up with those snow gates?
They're working on them. I'll stop there tomorrow again, get another update.
Was he engineering the whole deal?
He's copying the one that's on the other one. It's all built, it's.
I see, okay.
It
I'm
was
just
pretty much
curious.
installed.
Reverse
I was there the
engineering.
other day, he was just starting to work on the stress cracks and
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
gotcha.
All right, Jesse, finance, busing, library.
Got anything, Monty? I have nothing at this time.
Okay, police, fire, forestry.
We'll start with the tire bid. We got several different tire bids for the ninth vehicle. I don't know if you guys have all seen them. I have my opinion whether they're good tires, but that's just my opinion.
You're making the motion.
Yeah. That's the problem, they're not the cheapest tire either, but
The cheapest isn't always the right thing either.
it's, so I'd like to make a motion for the Bridgestone Dueler AT2s.
And that was through who?
He's in Motors, I believe, right there. Looks like, he's got a
No,
quote on
that's
here,
not.
oh, no, that is Fitter Oil, yeah, you're right.
I
It's kind of
couldn't really tell
goofy the
if it
way
was
it's on
Fitter
here,
or
I'm
if it's-
thinking it's $229.25 a tire. But I don't know if that includes mounting and balancing, and, you know, he's got a total up here for the hand hook, but not for,
That's Cenex, and their bid with mounting and balancing is $229.25 for the Bridgestone Dueler.
okay,
So that is all through Senex.
That is through
Times
Cenex, yeah.
times 4,
Yeah.
okay. Fitter
So-
didn't bid
Did I see that last
on
one?
there.
Not on that sheet, no, I was making notes and they called me back.
Gotcha, Fitter's just.
Nope, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So basically, that's two, was that 229?
Okay.
And then the Dueler AT twos,
229, 25.
yeah. And then the upgrades and then the other ones. Transforce, whatever.
Yeah, I did,
so the
we
bidding,
don't have a second yet.
the motion, again, is say the motion one more time.
Make a motion to approve the Bridgestone Dueler AT2 for $229.25 through Cenex in Hazen.
No second.
Okay, we have a motion by Weidrich and a second by Folkerts. Discussion.
Do you have any opinion on tires, Jim?
Okay. Roll call.
Weidrich.
Aye.
Folkerts.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye, motion carried.
Alright, we got some, run reports for the police department. Officer Byers had 26, Officer Anthony Melberg had 24, Officer Samantha Melberg had 41, and Chief Wolf had 62. Down a little bit this last month, but not bad, it's probably slowing down. That's really all I got, except for, how are you coming on those tasers, Jim?
Good. I just got to get the guys, to do that class now online and.
You can have them, so it's on the officers now to take the class? Okay,
We talked to Tony, and they haven't put them, and nobody's taken any yet, so I'm just gonna stuff them in the boxes and send them to Axon to take the class online. It's like an 8-hour thing, so,
oh, it's a big class.
yeah. But you can't fail it, they won't let you move on until you pass the test.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, well, let's get these guys through that, I guess. I'm sure it's gonna be a boring training for them, but. You have anything else to add, Jim?
I went around and got all the notices on trailers and everything, campers, and they've all been moved. I didn't bother with the, pickup box trailers, cause people still hauling leaves and stuff, so.
All
That's all
right,
I got.
okay, thank you. HCD, Myra?
In a joint request from Chamber, CBB, and HCD, I guess, we don't have any electricity in the pocket park right now. Whoever installed the security equipment apparently cut the lines. And Antoinette is working on that with West River Telephone, because it's their contractor, I guess. But, so we can't do a tree lighting there. And Galen Seiler from High Plains Concepts said, really, you guys should have a big real tree, and you shouldn't have to pay for it, someone should donate it. So he was nice enough to go and talk to Sean and Wayne Hoffner, and they'll donate a tree from their shelter belt that is west of Hazen. It's about a 20-foot tree, probably, and Antoinette and I will go and look at them. We don't want a 20-foot tree downtown, because that would be difficult, but we're asking if the city would consider cutting it and bringing it in and helping set it up. Probably decorate that too. because that's huge stuff. But it would have to say
Dave and Dave's crew.
But I'm thinking, you know, it's gotta be cut off, it's gonna have to be, and it's gonna be ugly like my dad used to get, when you drill holes in the trunk and put those extra branches in there, so it's.
Where are you gonna put it?
On the corner where they used to have a live tree,
Oh, by Jensen's.
yeah, but we'll have to have a tree stand built of some sort. A big one, strong one.
Mm-hmm. Dave, do you guys have time to help get that
We
taken?
could probably cut it and haul it in or whatever, but as far as building a tree stand
No,
or
Right.
whatever, for it, you'd have to have
Yeah.
somebody build
Yeah.
that or
We weren't
whatever.
expecting to.
Okay,
I think we could get the tree cut and hauled in,
And I'm
as
wondering,
long as the weather holds.
and I
here.
bet we could ask MDU to help a little too, if you guys need some extra help. I don't know if we do.
when did the new security system go into the pocket park that they cut the power?
It's been a while, it sounds
I
like.
thought that went in a year ago.
I don't know,
No.
No?
There was some
some
recent
process or something.
excavation back there to a pedestal when
Oh.
that lane
Okay,
early this summer.
okay.
There's no
Sounds like
lights
there
in the
wasn't
park
an
anymore.
excavation permit.
Or, yeah, then
I'm
somebody might
guessing
call
their system doesn't
511.
work either.
That's what it kinda sounds like.
So
There was one call.
Oh, there was
Honestly,
one
I
call.
Oh, well then.
Even I found the one call.
There was,
Promising.
at least they did that.
It's spendy.
Well, either way,
It's
still
spendy
caught
either
it.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave, for offering to help.
You need to put describing it out.
Yeah, voluntold.
Yeah.
I'm sure Myra's crew will have some snacks for your crew.
I bet we will.
Um,
Pretty easy thing.
Is that it, Myra?
That is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Under my report, Sunday I got, yesterday, down at Bees, a couple residents approached me about Jake brakes and trucks coming in town and why we don't have a signs or something about noise reduction or reducing it in town. Same people that talked to us before. And I said, watch the videos if you wanna know what we've talked about. Look at the minutes. If they wanna pursue more, I said, get a letter, come with some people, instead of just sending, calling Monty and say, we want this done. So, we might hear from them down the road, we might not, so, FYI.
Can I add something to that?
Absolutely.
So, the way, I think one way that we can head off the engine brake stuff is the 55-mile-an-hour zone on the east side of town. I talked to Tony and Sam, I don't know if they're hesitant on running radar out there or not, but I've noticed, I've seen a reduction in trucks having to use their engine brakes and stuff as they're coming into town when I'm running radar enforcement out there. You know, I just pull off out there by the golf course and it slows them down. I mean, it's not gonna be a permanent fix, but I feel if they start seeing, once they start seeing more trucks pulled over with red lights behind them and stuff like that, that tends to curb some of the speeding through town and some of the other stuff too, so. It's up to you, I don't know if you wanna talk to them and have them see if they'd be willing to do more enforcement out on the west side, cause we in the county, we don't have an issue doing it. We don't have an issue, I mean, it's your guys' jurisdiction too, you guys got a mile and a half.
Run it up to the airport and run it all the way out through RDO and stuff. And thing is, once they see a cop,
I know, but, so like on day shifts and stuff, I'll particularly sit out there, and I'll have target patrol out there for, I'll sit out there for a couple hours and I'll get trucks flying by with losing their loads and all that stuff. I mean, speed, yeah, once you pop the first semi, it seems like next thing you know, every single semi that's coming through is going 10 below the speed limit, but you also get other violations and things like that too. But either way, just that visibility and having vehicle or trucks especially stopped out there, it kind of, I've noticed it kind of curtails some of that. Especially that engine brake use, people aren't coming in nearly as fast, and so I don't think eliminating the engine brakes completely is necessarily safe either. And I think one way we can kind of help it is some speed enforcement out there, and that'll kind of.
So that's why I brought up the speed enforcement a while ago. And now that I'm just looking at it, last month we had 20-some between speeding tickets and speeding warnings. October we had 6. so that dramatically fell off again.
October's been up and down the merry-go-round with everything else going on in town.
I understand you guys are busy, but I also don't ever see anybody sitting out on the bypass. Ever since Jesse left the Hazen department, I can't say of a time that I've seen a Hazen PD officer sitting on the bypass.
I've seen Sam pull people over out there.
I've seen her pull people over, but I haven't seen anybody parked there patrolling.
Well, but
You
she
know.
had to have been there to do that.
Correct. You know, and a lot of times rush hour, I do see officers' vehicles sitting at the police station, during rush hour and plant traffic's going through town. I have physically watched people over 50 miles an hour go through the bypass. You know, 55, 60 miles an hour plant traffic through the bypass. Police vehicle sitting at the building. I know we say we're not Beulah. I don't wanna get as bad as Beulah. I don't wanna target kids for tobacco or front license plates. I don't wanna be absolutely anal, but we've had numerous people in this community complain about speeding. And I feel like our officers don't do it that well.
6
we
in a month
had-
isn't much.
We had 2 months were really good after I brought it up, and now we just fell back off again.
I do have to make the mention though, this time of year, everything slows down. It's like this, we get this lull period in between the summer and when we start to transition, all calls for service are gonna seem to drop off. It's just that lull period, I'm not making any excuses for anybody, obviously I don't know,
Yeah.
but that seems to be the common trend.
And I've noticed that the last couple of years too, this
Yeah.
fall time is generally the slowest, but I don't think the speeding ever slows down, except for,
Weirdly enough, it all just slumps down. It will pick back up again. It's just like this period of the year. It seems it's kind of strange.
What's the rule or law on covering their loads when they're heading west? They don't have to cover them? Oh, really?
we don't have a topper law.
But,
In our state,
but you're
okay.
responsible for absolutely anything that comes off your trailer. Whether it's a
Sand
rock
blowing
that's
off?
on your fender, anything your load. If it's just dusting sand off the top and it's covered, it's still a violation.
Okay.
But once again, North Dakota, $20 violation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loose or shifting a load, if I'm.
But their insurance is, it depends on what carrier they have too, they can get pretty ham-blown and stuff like that, but it's all the in-state drivers and stuff too, that's kinda, if they were federal certified drivers and stuff like that, well, first of all, you wouldn't see these violations because they get strung out pretty heavily on those, but, and that's also, I don't know if anybody's got any questions as far as highway patrol coming and helping and stuff like that, and I just found out that that's mostly the reason why is because they deal with federal motor carriers and stuff like that, those commercial vehicles, because I was always of the mind, we're inundated with all these trucks and everything, that seems to be Highway Patrol's jam, can they come help us out? And they've always just kind of told us, well, you guys seem to have it under control, you seem to have it under control, but then we just found out in concrete, it's because they're more focused on those federal motor carriers and stuff like that, so. I don't know if anybody's had that question, I know I have, so, maybe I'll answer that, but.
Whatever happened to the truck regulatory from the stamp in Mercer County? The guy used to have a truck.
That position was done away with for now.
As far as I was understanding, the commission decided not to refund it.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't agree with it. I think we should have it. Whether it makes the county money or not, in the long run, it will due to wear and tear on roads, you know.
So here's
Whether
the-
we get the money of the ticket or not,
Yeah,
but the wear and tear on the roads and stuff like that.
so
will help.
basically the way the jurisdiction works for that, any county road and stuff like that, we have jurisdiction over, so we can find and assess the fees that way. Anything that comes on the state highway, that goes straight to the state, so no matter what the minor fees and stuff like that, that's all state. And these, these trucking companies, they know that, and so they will, to not only just avoid having to pay a fee for, weight permits and stuff like that, they will It seems like they seem to try and take more of the state roads and things like that.
But that does not stop the county from enforcing that.
No, absolutely
We just
not.
don't get to keep the money from
Right.
it.
And I don't know if that had anything to do with the commission's mindset on doing away with it or not, but I don't know if that answered your question or if that was clear as mud, but
I just wasn't sure why they quit.
yeah.
Okay, moving on. Nothing under 10, 11, or 12. Down to 13, public comment. And down to 14, approval of bills.
Motion to approve bills as presented.
I do have one, sorry.
Do you?
Cancel that.
It just came in for a reimbursement for Officer Samantha Melver for training.
I'll redo my motion to include this.
Okay. Motion by Weidrich to approve bills, including this addition from Monty.
One second.
Second by Folkerts. Discussion. Roll call.
Weider. Aye. Folkerts.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Can you get back, maybe?
Sam, did